everyone, and welcome back to the St. Lucie County School Board Speakers Bureau. It is a delight every time you come on, and we know that someone is going to be inspired, someone is going to be motivated to be the best person that they can be in life. And that's what this program is all about. And for those of you that have come on and have watched us, you know what it's all about. For those who may be coming on for the first time, we are here to inspire and encourage through our life story, to let the community know, let you know that no matter what you may be enduring, no matter what you may be going through, there are people who have similar stories, and we can help one another get through what we get through. So today, I have the mayor of Port St. Lucie here with me, Shannon Martin. She's been the mayor for many years. I don't know how many, but we're going to find out today. And she's here to share her story. And I want to thank you so much, Mayor Martin, for your willingness to come on and be open to be able to help someone in our community.
Absolutely.
Because you made it big time as mayor of Port St. Lucie. And I believe, share with us now, how many years have you served?
So I first got on the city council in 2010. I was elected as the District 3 representative. And then in 2016, the former mayor appointed me as vice mayor. And then in 2021, he left his post early, and so I ran in a special election for mayor, and then ran again in 2022 for the 4-year term. So it's been 14 years that I've been on the city council. Wow.
And tell us now, why? Why did you choose that profession?
So when I was in high school, I did a lot of work on student council and planning events and things like that, and I was really involved in local government. But I decided to become a paralegal, so I embarked on that, and then it really wasn't the right time until I got married, and we moved here to Florida, and I knew that my husband's career as a police officer was going to be here. We were going to raise our kids here, and I really started getting involved and wanted to know what was going on in Port St. Lucie since it was a newer city. And so I just started becoming the government nerd and started watching planning and zoning meetings and attending council meetings and just really getting involved. And I loved it, and decided to run in 2010 and try to make a difference.
And what do you do in your profession? What does the duties entail?
So as mayor?
As mayor.
So a lot of it is working with everyone in the community, working with our city manager, working with our city team, most importantly working with the residents to make sure that their voices are heard and we get things done for the residents in our community, getting their input, meeting with our legislators, meeting with you, our school board partners, and all of our partners in the community to make Port St. Lucie the best it possibly can be.
And Port St. Lucie is doing just that. Can you tell us some of your accolades, some of what Port St. Lucie is known for?
Sure. We believe that we are the heart of the Treasure Coast. We are the center of the Treasure Coast and economic development. We are the 6th largest city in the state of Florida, the 3rd largest in landmass, but 6th in population. And we are known to be the safe, clean, and beautiful city. We have been the safest city in the state of Florida.
That's what I was waiting to hear.
Yeah, for cities of population over 100,000 for the last 13 years. And we pride ourselves on that, and we're going to continue to be that city. Because if you don't have safety, what do you have? Right?
Yeah.
So we want to be safe, we want to be clean and beautiful. And I think that's why so many people move to Port St. Lucie, because they want to live in a safe environment in a clean city, and that's been one of our biggest accolades that we have.
Well, I love Port St. Lucie. I've been in Port St. Lucie now for 30 years. We work in Fort Pierce. My husband was born and raised in Fort Pierce. He's a native. And we're right on Avenue D in Fort Pierce, and we do our after-school program, and we work with lots of children, and have been doing that for 40 years. And so I love St. Lucie County. I'm originally I'm a Jersey girl originally, but I've been here so long, this is home to me. And I'm not even thinking about returning back to Jersey. And now it's like 40 plus years later, and we're still here and still doing what we're doing. But we moved to Port St. Lucie years ago, and it's been 25, 30 years that we've lived in Port St. Lucie. And so we absolutely love this county and this city that we live in. Thank you for all of what you do. And we're so happy and glad that we have you as mayor, because you have made a difference in keeping this city safe and maintaining what Port St. Lucie is known for. Now tell us, well, I asked you why you decided to become mayor. What is let's go back in the past and give us a little history about yourself. Talk to us about how you were raised, your childhood,
Sure.
those stormy teenager years we want to hear about. I mean, everybody doesn't go through stormy teenager years, but most of us do.
Right.
So talk to us a little bit about your childhood.
Sure. So I grew up in Stamford, Connecticut. My dad was in heating and air conditioning, and my mom worked in the high school as a cook. I have 2 brothers, and I had a sister. She passed away a couple years ago. But just grew up in Stamford, Connecticut, lived in a 2-story house, had a great childhood. We had a boat that we would use as our vacation and our fun during the summers, every single weekend, camping. I was involved in Girl Scouts. My father was a Cub Master for Boy Scouts. So did a lot of things in the community. One of my favorite things that I did through Girl Scouts was, and it's still something that's important to me today, is we went into nursing homes. And we had adoptive grandparents.
Oh, yes, I love that type of program.
And it was really awesome.
Putting the young people with the older people. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I loved that.
What did you learn from that experience?
Just about caring about people, especially that you're not related to, that are older than you, learning that they have a story, that they have their own life experiences, and that, you know, they needed care.
Yeah.
And they could no longer care for themselves, and it was important for not just their families to visit them, but other people in the community to visit them, talk to them, you know, and keep their minds fresh and know that others care about them in the community.
We work with children today after school and during the summertime, and just hearing that from you inspires me to connect our children with the elderly. I've heard about that before, and but even though we've worked with kids, we're on the 2nd generation now, we have adults. I think none of them has quite hit their 50s, but they're knocking on 50 door. That's how long we've been working with children and families. But that's a great thing to do, and I think that this is my own opinion, every church, every organization that works with kids should do something like that, because it does help our children become better people. Really, you know, like you said, it gave you a caring, taught you how to care for others.
Right.
And be sensitive to the need of those who may not have what you have. And we're all going to grow old. So we better make sure we're raising children who care about the elderly, right?
Yes.
Right now, well, before we go to what your present life with your family today, teenage years. You want to share anything? Do you remember anything about what was challenging? Any best memories during that time as well?
I think the best memories was being involved in planning the junior and senior proms, working on committees to do better, you know, for our school and for our community, for sure. I was not a wild child. My parents put the fear of God and wrath in me that, hey, if you do something, I'm going to know about it. We're going to catch you. And so I was pretty much a rule follower, because I knew that I did not want to get in trouble. I was the oldest too.
That's an important aspect of parenting, to know that, to stay close to your children while they're growing up, and to make sure they know, you know, that you're willing to put the fear in them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to be a parent rather than just trying to be their friend.
Right.
but really look after them in a way that's what I call tough love.
Yeah. I had the old school from my father. I brought you into this world. I can take you out. And believe me, that resonated.
Yeah, I seem to remember that. I think every parent used that one.
Sure. Yep.
Talk to us now is about, as you were growing up, was this something you always wanted to do? I think you kind of hit on that earlier about going into the political arena at school and so forth. Is this something you always wanted to do, or did you just never thought you would do it?
No, I liked being involved, but I never thought I would be an elected official at that time. In high school, I figured I want to be either a paralegal and go into law, which is what I did, became a paralegal, or be a veterinarian. And so I picked the law route. And I got to say that it really helped me in this role because I learned about real estate, learned about planning and zoning, learned about contracts. And so doing that for 18 years before being elected to office really helped me learn about local government and helped me in a lot of my decision making.
Talk to us about your family today.
So my husband is a detective sergeant with the Port St. Lucie Police Department. And my children are, I have a 22-year-old son who goes to IRSC, and he also works. And my daughter is turning 21 next week, and she goes to Florida Gulf Coast University. She's in her senior year. My son will be going into mechanical engineering, and my daughter is in forensic science. So very proud of them.
Yes.
They are Treasure Coast Titans, amazing high school here that they went to. They loved it, and it was great for them. And
Did they attend the elementary schools as well?
yes.
Okay, because you've been here. Did you have your children here? Or
No, when we moved, my kids were 2 and 3.
Okay.
So, yeah, so they've grown up here. And that's another reason why I wanted to be involved, because I wanted to be involved in the community that my children grew up in, and that I was going to be here forever for the rest of my life. I would never move back up north. So I love it here. This is our home.
So young people out there, I want to talk to you for a second about the importance of, if you have loving parents, or maybe that you don't have loving parents, but you have a loving grandmother, or loving foster parents, or whoever you have that you know really care and really love you, take full advantage of that, because it will make a difference in your life.
Absolutely.
You know, it can help you become successful in life, because these people really do care about you, and they've lived a certain long length of life, and they know which way you need to go. So just listening to the mayor's story, you too can become a mayor one day, even if you don't have the two parents in the home, even if it's just dad raising, or mom raising, or grandma, grandpa, because we have all sorts of families out there today. Know that you too can become mayor, right, Mayor?
Absolutely. Anybody can.
What does it take?
Well, you just got to get involved in your community. You have to join some boards, be involved in some committees, know what's happening in your local government. We have lots of programs.
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself on our local government. And not only myself, but all of our council is very involved in making sure our youth know about their local government. We have a youth council specifically for that reason, because the kids are the future. And we
Yes,
want to
they
hear their
are.
voices, and we
Yes,
want to
they
hear what
are.
they need.
Yeah. My daughter actually went to Yale University in Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
And for her law degree. And she's currently here as the judge over there on Orange Avenue, US 1.
Oh, wow.
And she has a program as well in that area that she's brought into the school district for kids to be able to come over and see what it's like, as well as she does like a yearly Black History program over there too for the kids. And she's doing a tremendous job here, coming back with what she's learned and giving back to the community. Tell us, how important is that to you, that people give back to the community?
It's very important. We should be about serving other people. That's what community is about. That's what we do here, especially in Port St. Lucie and St. Lucie County. We are very blessed to have a community that loves each other and cares about each other. And when something happens, everyone rallies. And that's what it should be about: servant leadership, serving others other than yourself, finding a way to make a difference in your community. And it makes you happy. It makes you a better person. Learning from other people and collaborating.
Yes.
Because who can do anything by themselves?
No one.
No one. You need a team. You need a tribe. You need
That's right.
people.
That's right.
And that's how we make our community work. And it's the best feeling in the world.
Yes. And speaking about needing a tribe and needing people and needing community, as a child and growing up, who do you feel you're most thankful for?
I would say my dad's mom, my grandmother.
Why?
I get emotional. Very close to her. Taught me everything. Engaged me in other cultures.
Did she live with the family?
She lived above us.
Okay.
And so it was very easy for me to come home from school and run right upstairs. She had her
Yeah.
own apartment because we had a two-family house.
Okay.
And she just was always educating me, always wanted me to learn. She's the one that got me involved with church. She's the one she was a bookkeeper for a synagogue. She would take me, even though we were Catholic, growing up, I was Catholic, and she was very religious. She wanted to expose me to other cultures and other religions, so she would bring me to the synagogue. I'd go to work with her during the summers and meet the rabbi and the cantor and learn about the Jewish religion. And she was very strong and very independent. And between my mom and her, that's how I became who I am today. Yep.
Wow. Okay. So now, do you remember any teachers that might have input in your life as well?
Absolutely. 5th grade, Miss Permel. Yep. Very instrumental, very warm, caring, showed not only me but everyone that she cared about us. It wasn't just about you're learning arithmetic or learning English or whatever, times tables or whatever it was. And she was definitely a huge influence. She was really strong and independent as well, I could tell. And she definitely influenced my life for sure.
Isn't it unique, I guess the word would be, that it's the people who care the most that made a difference
Absolutely.
in our lives? People who spoke into our lives, whether it was parents or grandparents or teachers or just community people. It's not, we don't remember them so much for what they did, but for how much they care.
Yes.
You and I, one day, will not even be here.
Right.
But what will people say about us? Will they care about all the wonderful things we might have done as a mayor and a school board member?
Yep.
Or will they remember us because we cared?
Right.
Yeah.
Very true.
That's great. I kind of almost myself know the answer to this one based on what you already shared. But how did you push through, and how do you push through now your worst times? You know, there's things that happen to all of us.
Sure.
That can be very traumatic. How do you get through those times?
A lot of prayer, relying on my husband, some very close friends of mine that I could call it in a moment's notice and, you know, say, hey, I need this or I need that, you know, give me your opinion, help me out. Obviously, being mayor is stressful at times, a lot of times. So I have outlets, like I like to go camping with my husband, just get away on those, you know, long 3-day weekends, just to kind of recenter, regroup, be out in nature. And then, you know, if it has to do with business, I also have a few mayors that I can reach out to that are, I consider friends.
Yes.
Because when you're talking colleague to colleague, right, those experiences are not shared with the general public or, you know.
Right.
So also reach out to some of them for some advice and some guidance as well.
So important, so important. What are some of your success habits that you can account for that has helped to make you stronger? And I think you've already talked about some of them, but can you think of anything
Yes.
that you do personally to make sure that you stay strong and
Sure.
successful?
So I'm very action oriented. If a task gets set, I want to make sure it gets set. If a promise is made, to deliver on that promise and get it done. I'm very blunt, straightforward. I don't have time for sugarcoating and all that stuff. So it's really getting to the point, action oriented, don't talk, do, and get things
Oh,
done.
I love that.
And that's what
I love
that's
that.
what I've always been about.
I love that.
Yeah.
We have great talkers and great speakers, etc., but you can't get nothing done unless you put the action to it. I
Right.
think of a scripture in the Bible that says, "You tell me you have faith, I will show you my faith by my works." You know?
Right.
So it's the work that shows people who you are, not so much of what you say. And then I've heard of the saying, you can fool some of the people some of the time. How does that go? Help me out. But not all the people all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm also one that believes in action and everything you just said. So, but you know, you mentioned something about your husband. And I just wanted to just speak about that more, how important it is to have a strong partner, one who cares, one who loves you, and is going to be supportive of you. Is this your first marriage,
Yes.
your husband?
We've been married it'll be 24 years this year, and together for 27 years.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
And how does that happen?
You know, just like anything else, it's marriage is amazing. Sometimes it's not amazing, but it's about believing in each other, supporting each other, sticking by each other through good and through bad, and that's what we've done.
And both partners need to really work on that.
Yeah,
right?
it has
And
to
work-
be a joint effort for
and
sure.
work on themselves, and yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we've been really successful at that and supporting each other
Yeah.
through thick
Yeah,
and thin,
yeah.
and that's what it's all about,
Right.
for sure.
And I'm thinking, you know, you can do bad all by yourself.
Yes.
You know, but if you got someone with you, you want to make sure they help you be the best person you could be. My husband and I have been together for 47 years, married 47, together for 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we've had to, and it's a work in progress. I mean, every day it's not like you just have to really respect one another.
Yes.
And both partners have to be good people. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
Right.
You know, because I don't believe in staying with someone that doesn't care. You know, or hanging out with someone that doesn't care about me. You have friends. We develop friendships based on people we believe care. Right.
Absolutely.
So, Mayor, did you already mention to us about who has been your mentor?
So, as far as a council member, when I was exploring the idea of becoming a council member and giving really serious thought, one of the people that I watched on the Port St. Lucie City Council was Michelle Berger,
Okay.
and how strong she was and how direct she was about giving her opinion. And as you know, as females, right, we're not always looked at the same way as our male counterparts.
Right.
But she was a strong leader that stood by her convictions and her beliefs. And so I considered her to be my mentor. I'd watch her. I actually reached out to her. I served on the council with her for a period of time. And definitely was that person.
Wow, that's great to be able to say that in the political arena, to have that mentor in that arena.
Sure.
What advice would you give someone who's going into leadership for the first time?
If you're going in local government or anything, learn about the organization. Educate yourself on what it's about. Don't be afraid to learn. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And most importantly, be yourself. A lot of people will get into this arena and feel like they have to be somebody else or say certain things to, you know, win an election or to serve, and that's not the case at all. You have to be yourself because you have to live your own truth. And it's funny, and I rely on this a lot and have over the years. My husband would always say, do you know something because you know it, or do you know something because you were told? right? And there's a huge difference in that.
Yes, it is.
Because you could be told anything about anything.
Yes.
Doesn't make it true, but if you learn things yourself and do your own research, then you can formulate your own opinions, and it's because you know it to be true. Facts are really important, especially when you're talking to the public and sharing information. So you have to be yourself.
Yes.
And sometimes it's not easy for some people to do. But,
No.
but you have to be genuine
Right.
and authentic in order for people to support you and believe in you and believe that what you're going to do and how you're going to serve is the right way.
Great advice, Mayor. Do you believe in second chances?
Yes, absolutely. Definitely believe in second chances. Everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect in this world.
Right.
Yeah.
And do you have any favorite books?
Oh, gosh.
Or one, or a book or a quote or something that helped to really change your life and your way of thinking?
So quote, it's a pretty simple quote. It's from Gandhi, be the change you want, in the world, make the change. I forget the exact terminology.
Yeah.
Be the change you want to make in the world, that's
Yes.
it. And so I think about that, especially when I'm serving, and how can I change our city to make it better for the majority of the people that live in our community. So,
Well, if more people thought like that, we would have a better place to live, wouldn't we? Be the change you want to make.
yeah.
Yeah. So, Mayor, what is the one characteristic that you believe every leader should possess?
You should be authentic and true and honest. And you know what? Some people are not going to agree with you. Not everyone's going to agree with you. Not everyone's going to like what you say. That's true of anything in life.
That's true.
But if you're honest,
Just thinking about that this morning. You can't, everyone is not going to like you.
right,
So just be who you are and
Right.
be caring and kind,
Right.
and no matter where the other person's coming from, be authentic, be
Right.
true to yourself. The decisions I make decisions based on when I lay my head down at night.
Exactly.
Some people don't have a conscience,
right,
but I do. And when I lay my head down at night, I want to say, did I do the right thing? Did I
Yes.
do right? And be true to myself. And if I didn't do right, be true to myself.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
yep.
Before I'm true to anybody else.
Respect is a big thing. Like you said, not everyone's going to like me. Not everyone's going to like everyone. But respect is very important. And I believe in that wholeheartedly. And I believe everyone should respect each other. And as long as we respect one another, anybody can get, work together or collaborate.
And like you said, just try to do the right thing.
Exactly, do the right thing.
Just do the right thing. Forget about what the world is doing and how trying to appease a group or appease, because that's my thing. It's like, I'm going to be who I am. And whether you like it or not, I'm a nice person. But if I don't agree, I don't agree. But I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to have open ears so I can maybe learn something. You can even change my mind about something if you respect me and you speak your truth, and allow me to speak my truth. And I think a lot of times people have a problem with that. They want to speak their truth, but then they don't want to listen to someone else's truth. And, So, May, you have shared a lot of wisdom with us today, and we've run out of time. But I appreciate you coming to the program, and hopefully in the future, somewhere down the line, you will return.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful speaking with you today.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
God bless.
You too.